That's why I'm about to show you why I'm the captain. I'm in a doghouse. Talk about rapping bars and who nice and who not. If I don't want to watch you, it don't matter. Like, nah, this is my reality. This is my real life. I ain't gonna be on no battle stage ever again, probably. Y'all need to appreciate each other more. Hitman is gonna bring. Hollow's gonna bring.
I feel you.
They gotta be in the car.
This ain't Shotgun Shook. The pump on his top, it be a Reebok. This old SK from Serbia, Vlade Divac, drum roll.
Phone ringing and what's your order? Hey, yo, what street operation serve the fiend population? Chopper do
Knowledge the God, hiphopisreal.com.
Peace.
What's good, my guy?
I'm chilling, man. You know, we out here, we working.
I have a couple of questions I want to ask you.
Talk to me, brother.
Summer Madness. What's this? What's Summer Madness? 14? 15? You recall?
I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie.
Summer
Salute
Madness.
to the URL, you know. That was known 14, so yeah, it's around there.
It's around there, right?
So around Summer Madness 14, 15, something like that. Yeah.
I'm hearing, well, I think Beasley said that on Verb's Live, or on Hitman's Live,
Okay.
that Kings versus Queens supposed to be on Summer Madness. Supposed to be Summer Madness.
Yes.
So is there going to be a Summer Madness this year?
According to what I do know, you know, Kings versus Queens is Summer Madness. Now, you know, I've seen a lot of people like saying there is no Summer Madness. There's no Summer Madness. There's no Summer Madness. We got Kings versus Queens. They making Queens versus Queens a Summer Madness. You know, Kings vs. Queens is its own installment. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, you know, that was always a breakdown versus Queen of the Ring, URL, and the best of them going at it. And, you know, you seen what URL done over the years. They kind of took in a lot of the top females, and, you know, they're part of the natural roster. Miss Hustle, she's the first princess, the first lady. Jazz, you know what I'm saying? Coffee, she probably battled more on URL than Queen of the Ring. Who else? KCJ, you know, so all these girls have been making their name on URL. So the idea is to take the biggest name females and the biggest name males, and, you know, when it comes to Summer Madness, it's the biggest names, the biggest battles ever. So I think the mindset was, and I'm looking at it, you know, this wasn't said, this is like pure speculation on my part, just with Smack saying, you know, return on investment, sponsorship and things like that. I feel like if they couldn't make the Summer Madness that we wanted, they're going to give us this Summer Madness because they got the biggest males and the biggest females, and they kind of bring it together. And that's how they came with the idea to make this a Summer Madness.
How do you know this?
I mean, just speaking to my sources, you know what I mean? You know, regardless of what y'all think, you know, I got a lot of great relationships with people who run the culture. You know what I'm saying? All the top league owners, this, that, and the third. So, yes, I spoke to some important sources in the culture, certain, you know, battlers, certain people, and that's how I got a lot of my information.
So you're saying for 100% fact there's no Summer Madness this year?
Not how we know it. 100% fact, yes. Not how we know it.
And Kings versus Queens is the new Summer Madness. Oh, it's going to be Summer Madness.
It's like the replacement, yes. It's what Kings versus Queens Summer Madness. You might as well call it that.
And this is accurate to your
100%. 100%.
So no Summer Madness. No Summer Madness this year.
No Summer Madness this year from how we know it. Kings versus Queens is Summer Madness.
Okay. You are a prominent figure in this culture, right?
Yes, appreciate it.
Why is there no Summer Madness?
Like I said, from the
why do you think?
Okay, I can tell you what I think, and I can tell you what I know. What I think is, you know, it's the budgeting issue. If you want to get the biggest battles, if you don't have Mook and Hitman as the headliner, we might as well not do Summer Madness. That's my mindset. That's how I'm looking. If I'm URL, if we can't do Hitman and Mook as the headline, the biggest battle that the fans want to see, we already did Lux and Rum Nitty. Biggest battle of 2024, for a fact. You know what I'm saying? If we want to do Summer Madness, has to be that. It has to be the battle that everybody won. And if we can't get that, we're not gonna force it. Because you know what's gonna happen, right? If they do a Summer Madness without that headline, niggas gonna say this shit is whack. Niggas gonna say, yo, this ain't Summer Madness. If I, you know, and no disrespect to anybody else, but if Real Sick is the headline versus, let's just say, Fonz, I respect both of these MCs at the highest level. People are not going to be happy that that's the headline for Summer Madness, even though they're incredible battlers. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like there's no Summer Madness. And what I do know is Hitman and Mook was the idea for Summer Madness.
So what did you hear about the status of Hitman and Mook?
From what I know that,
and we just seen what happened
days ago
with Gerald McCoy.
Yeah, all of that. So,
and Verb said,
yeah,
Gerald McCoy is out the loop in battle rap.
He just did a show with Verb, podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen it, but he just did a show with Verb, a new podcast. And from what it looks like, is he's chilling. He's falling back from that whole negotiation thing. So he's not attempting to put no money down. I think a lot of it coming out and being so public could have probably just turned him off, because he's somebody who supports the culture without asking for anything. He put up 20 bands for JC, and you know what I'm saying. And he's been, what John said, he put up over $250,000.
I remember when we was going back into 5-6 years ago with Norbs and doing the Survivor series. I remember he was helping out back then too.
Yeah, see, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't even noticing that he was out here doing it for so long.
He was just always behind the scenes.
So he never spoke.
Remember, Norbs always used to refer to Gerald McCoy.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But see, it never really clicked until he got more into the culture, spaces, talking. I'm like, oh, okay. And then people like, yo, he done put over $250,000 in the culture. I'm like, damn. So this guy really been doing it strictly for the love for years. So I think that negotiation, like, he wants to make it happen, but probably just everything around it, and it getting online and his name being put in it, and him having to, express how Verb felt about Hitman, knowing that these guys, were supposedly close. I think that probably made him feel like, let me just fall back. This ain't the one for me, type shit.
Okay, so what do you hear about Murda, Mook, and Hitman then?
Murda, Mook, and Hitman, from what I know, they're still trying to work on it. But, it's tough. Hitman wants a lot of money. Mook wants a lot of money. They tried to put it together, and they couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? ARP ain't trying to book that right now. You know what I'm saying? He only doing Full Circle. Remy tried to book it. That ain't go down. URL is in concert to making it happen. And, it's just, it's out of the budget. So I'm thinking for that to happen, for everybody out there, the millionaires and the people with money and the sponsors, the biggest battle in battle rap right now is potentially Murda, Mook, and Hitman.
Hitman and Lux.
Hitman, Lux. Hitman and Geechee.
Hitman and everybody.
Yeah, Hitman versus everybody. Hitman and Verb.
Hitman and Verb.
You know what I'm saying?
Hitman and Verb. Yep.
Currently right now, these are major battles in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody wants to see it, somebody got to put up the bag. You know what I'm saying? We're at that point. We don't have Caffeine and all that who is, putting up crazy bags to make crazy battles happen. That's not happening right now. So currently, we're not going to see Hitman and Mook until somebody make it happen. And Hitman right now is on Wild 'N Out. He on tour. So that, I feel like, scheduling wise and everything, to be doing that and to prepare for a battle, I think that's why he's trying to get it done over the summer, because he knew he was going to have to get back. So it's like, now you got to, if he gets booked right now in the middle of his season, I don't know how that affects his preparation and things like that. So, yeah, but as far as that battle going down, I don't know. But one thing I do know, I'm going to give you an exclusive. September, Summer Madness Kings versus Queens is going down, right?
September. Didn't they have it booked for another date? This month?
I heard it was supposed to be in August. I don't know how accurate this was, but I heard it could have been like August 10th.
Isn't that Easy? Isn't that the same day Easy's throwing in his card?
That is. So I don't know what, but I heard, from sources that it was supposed to be that same day, but they moved it back.
So you telling me URL was going to throw an event the same day Easy's event?
Yeah, well, I don't. As far as who had it first, the date or whatever, who announced it, if they even knew about each other's dates, I have no idea. But from like sources that I got, it was supposed to be the same day.
And why did they do it? What happened with that?
Who knows? I'd have to ask, the people themselves why. I'd have to talk to Smack, Beasley, if it's even true.
You think it's true?
I don't know. I just, like I said, people speculate. People, From what I know is, it was supposed to be that date.
And you believe your sources?
Yes, of course. So I believe that it probably was supposed to be that date, but whatever happened, they pushed it back for whatever reason.
Now, Verb is on a campaign against Hitman.
Your facts.
He's not really going at URL, but he's been going at URL the whole year, right?
Yeah, since last year. Since the Blue Room energy.
And it seems like that pushed Hitman and URL back in good graces with each other. Would you think that's true?
The fact that Verb was beefing with URL?
No, not saying the fact that Verb basically had the discrepancy with Hitman, right? Verb is saying every day that Beasley and them ain't hitting them for the battle. Got you. And that spent off until Hitman and URL are good in good terms. Are they? That's what I'm trying to figure. Are they on good terms again?
Well,
because they was on the Spaces, obviously.
Yeah. So what I would say about
so
that
I'm thinking
is,
that Verb in the whole situation got Beasley and URL, Beasley and Hitman basically. Actually,
I can't say that. Like, to me, I can't say that because, first off, from what I'm seeing, Hitman and Beasley always kind of been cool. It was like more like out there for us to kind of speculate that they're beefing. Mm-hmm. So even though they probably ain't super tight and, wasn't doing business with each other, of course, Hitman was working with a competitor, RBE. So, of course, they wasn't rocking with each other on a certain level. And, things were said in the past, whatever. This is battle rap. Like, people, you say certain things, people can take it however they want to take it. People could take it personal. People might not want to talk to you or whatever the case may be. So they could have said things to each other, but I feel like there's no more RBE. You know what I'm saying? They couldn't get it booked, and they don't have, it's not that level of bad blood where Hitman can't talk to Beasley. So it's like, and smacking them, I know they want to put on the biggest battle. They see what the culture's saying. They see people feeling like it ain't where it needs to be. So why not? It's not that deep for us to mend our relationship and see if we can get this shit done. And I feel like Mook really gave the alley-oop. Mook was the one who said, Beasley, nigga smack. Like, he was the one that interjected URL into the whole negotiation when they were supposed to battle. So for the fact that, they weren't able to put it together, Mook threw it on the URL in a sense. Like, nigga, they want this shit. So I feel like it opened the door for the conversation to start happening behind the scenes. So when Hitman saying Beasley ain't calling me, he ain't calling me.
But they're really speaking.
But, he let it be known, like, nah, that was just to kind of get y'all fans, feeling and then to surprise y'all. Boom! Summer Madness. Hitman versus Mook. You feel me?
Crazy.
Niggas would have lost their mind.
But they didn't make it happen.
Yeah, but it wasn't able to happen. Like, it's Mook and Hitman, dog.
So we think
they both like A-side players. It's like,
you think we ever going to get Mook and Hitman down the line?
I hope we do. We do.
What is your sources? What are your sources saying?
I know the source, like, from my sources, it's being worked on. And, well, like I said, after Summer Madness, Kings versus Queens, I'm hearing there's another major event right after, in September, like another major event. So who's to say that battle isn't booked right after?
So basically, it's another major event with maybe Mook versus Hitman.
That's a potential. That's possible. You know what I'm saying? But until paperwork is signed, people accept a certain money, we don't know. Shit right now, shit is at a standstill. But the only thing I do know is Kings versus Queens is definitely going down. Jazz versus Rock. You know what I'm saying? Geechee versus Hustle.
Are you a fan of battle rap?
Yes, of course. I'm a fan of battle rap. Did I ask
you already?
Definitely a fan of battle rap.
How you feel about Summer Madness when that going down?
I'm not feeling it. To keep it 100, like, I feel like, Summer Madness is a staple. That's some of the best content. We get some of the best battles. It's like, it's popping. Like, Summer Madness is the World Series, the NBA of this shit. So it's like, yeah, I'm bummed. You know what I'm saying? Kings versus Queens, I like this, but, for me as a fan, I don't personally like the fact that they're making this Summer Madness. You know what I'm saying? Just to be all the way honest. Like, I think it's like putting a Band-Aid on something. You feel me?
So no nothing, or what you were saying earlier, half-ass Summer Madness.
I never said a half-ass Summer Madness.
Well, if they can't,
you said that, but,
okay. So if it was in your shoes, right?
Yeah.
And you could throw a subpar Summer Madness, or you can skip Summer Madness altogether. What would you do if you was URL?
I'd probably do the same thing.
So
honestly.
skip Summer Madness.
Like if it all depends on budgeting and things like that, because it's like, you know what, and I believe this isn't the first time URL skipped Summer Madness. So it's like, you know what?
I think they threw 2 in 1 year or something. They skipped it one prior year.
Impact,
then they threw one.
Like that. Yeah.
They threw one here, then one in Europe or something, in Canada or whatever.
Okay.
I think
was that Summer Madness 8? I think
it was one of them Summer Madness.
And,
they threw 2 Summer Madness 1 year.
Okay.
So you got to talk to your sources.
Yeah, I got to figure that out.
Maybe next year, where they throw. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a down year in battle rap, right? You think? Because we want to try to stay on this subject, right?
Yeah.
But you think, according to your sources, it's going to pick up next year? Because I judge it from it being a bad year because no events.
Yeah, there's limited events. There's limited major events. Shout outs to, Bullpen. John called me out on Instagram the other day because I said I was doing an interview with News and I was like, you ain't battling on the prominent leagues. And John like, oh, Bullpen ain't a prominent league? I ain't really mean it like that, of course, because of course Bullpen's a prominent league.
You should instead of saying all that about the up to echelons league, like Chrome, and you should just say URL, okay? Because that's what the most prominent league is, okay?
That's really what I really
That's
meant.
what you're really saying.
Yeah, no, what I really meant was, nigga, you ain't battling on URL and you still popping.
It's Chrome too, though. Because Chrome too, because you know why he has a relationship with Remy and them, so we expect to see him on Chrome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we were talking about URL.
Yeah. So basically, that's basically exactly what I meant. You know what I'm saying? Bullpen probably threw the best events this year. You know what I'm saying? Some of the biggest events. You feel me? And from what I've been talking to John, there's more major stuff coming. And he got an event on the 17th, which is a fire card, Fonz and Bad News. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of dope ass matchups on that card. So, but I forget the point I was trying to make.
Basically, it's gonna pick it up. It's battle rap for you.
Yeah,
so it's gonna pick it up next.
Is it gonna pick up next year?
It's gonna be more events. Just look at the landscape.
Right now, I don't know, bro.
From your guess.
I really don't know. I feel like I look at battle rap like this. At any moment, it could turn up. That's how I look at battle rap. At any moment, a big investor could come. A major battle could be announced. At any moment, battle rap could turn up. I look at it like when URL is doing really good, battle rap is in a good space. I'm not going to lie. You know what I'm saying? When URL is doing very, very good, battle rap as a whole is in a good space. But I do like the fact that, everybody else is stepping up. The biggest matchup this year was Lux versus Nitty, right? But then King of the Dot just came in through Rock and Big K. You know what I'm saying? This is a matchup everybody been asking for.
Ooh. That's a good blog.
You know what I'm saying?
Coming up next. Asking your sources or reaching out to Tay-Rock or somebody and figuring out how the hell did URL let that battle go to King of the Dot?
Well, it's not that's simple to answer.
Why?
Like, because Big K is an RBE guy, easily.
But they wouldn't normally let Tay-Rock go battling over there.
Yeah, but it's not about letting Tay-Rock go. Tay-Rock has been actively battling everywhere already anyway.
This year,
King of the Dot have no problems with URL. They don't have beef. They came together for the Past Day event last year. All of this thing. So, and it's like he's already booked with Jazz. You know what I'm saying? For Summer Madness / Kings versus Queens. Tay-Rock, I'm sure, is going to be on their next big card and things like that. So it's at this point, it's like, yo, Rock, go get your bag, my nigga.
I feel you, but surprisingly, judging from the
like
past,
you think they would want that battle, basically.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, yes, they probably did want it,
so
but it's like, why block it if we can't get it?
I feel you, but to me, it shows is indicative of how URL's year has been, that a lot of these battles that would not let go on other platforms, they're going on other platforms.
Listen, man. Go back to when Lux and Holla was supposed to battle. Who picked that battle up? When Lux said, I want 40, shorty.
You dub.
So this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. URL can't do every big battle.
You're right.
You know who just put on Av versus Hollow? Easy the Block Captain. You know who been asking to battle forever on URL? Av and Hollow. So this ain't nothing
Ab
new.
and Verb and Ab and
You
Holla.
feel me? At Verb and Swamp. Where did that just happen? Chrome. So it's a lot of battles that we would expect to go on URL that there's more competition. You know why? Because more people are investing in battle rap. And you know what's good? Competition for battle rap. We've been asking for that. A monopoly ain't always good. So if we can get competition and people fighting for the biggest battles and making the biggest battles happen, I feel like battle rap about to be in a good space now that I'm thinking about it.
I'm just surprised that you're right, that URL didn't get all the battles, but they was not trying to let some of these battles go into other leagues. And it seems like to me now, they're letting some of these battles. Is it because you go eat and we can't feed you, or?
It's a little bit of everything. It's a little bit of the battlers, what the battlers want as well. Some battlers, regardless, they want their YouTube drop. They want, certain things. Like, there's a lot of shit there. And then there's a lot of battle rappers that's just independent anyway. They're not under contract. So they can move however they want. And it's about, like what Smack say? If they got more money for you, go get it. So it is what it is. So the floodgates is open. You know what I'm saying? In a sense. That's where I feel like it is right now with battle rap. I feel like the floodgates is open. Whoever could make it happen, make it happen. Whoever got it, make it work. If you're investing in this culture, do your thing. You know what I'm saying? Calico, where's the next event? I'm waiting on that. You feel me? Like, John working. Arsenal, the new UW, where's the next joint? I'm ready for that. That's where it's at. QB, let's get it. Waiting for your next event. You know what I'm saying? Remy, what up? Let's get the next Chrome. Like, that's where it's at right now. ARP about to do an event this weekend. Mr. Retired. He got a full circle. You feel me?
Fire card too.
Dope card. So yeah, that's where battle rap is at. I feel like shit about to go up. Yeah, next year it's gonna go up. It's just not gonna be how we expected. I feel like it's getting cleansed. It's going through a cleaning process again. Because a lot of the major sponsors who are sponsoring major events aren't here no more. So now we gotta find different ways to make this shit exciting.
So to close it out, no Summer Madness. He's having Kings versus Queens and Mook and Hitman.
No, we have a Summer Madness.
It is versus Queens. And Hitman and Mook maybe next year.
Maybe possible. This year.
You see it happening though.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. Like with all the back and forth and everything. Unless somebody put that bread down, that shit ain't going down, B. Like, it just seemed like they're asking for too much for the people who can potentially get this battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seen Beasley in the interview with Hitman. Yo, you're asking too much. I'm gonna have to mortgage the crib, my nigga. I'm gonna have to put up like, just for you and Mook. I'm gonna be broke after the battle. I'm gonna be fucked up just to make the battle happen for the culture. So unless somebody, and then I'm not gonna lie. The only thing is, I was like, I ain't gonna front. Just me personally. When it fell over $20,000, I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, that's whack.
It wasn't over $20,000.
No, because remember Hitman. What I mean, it went over like Hitman saying all Gerald had to do was give him $20,000 to lock it in. So we just started. Yeah, start writing. And I'm like, URL should have been able to get that popping, regardless if through a sponsor or whatever. In my mind, I don't know.
Yeah, that's why.
To me, I feel like $20,000 is small to just get him to get the ball rolling. Now I don't know the inner workings of the business.
Get the ball rolling. So you got a sponsor that's going to give Hitman $20,000, right?
Yeah.
The battle still costs $250,000. Let's say.
And that might just be one of them niggas.
Might be. Let's say $300,000 for both of them, right? $150.
Let's just say $400 if they both want $200.
Right.
Yeah.
And
playing with numbers.
And the only reason, and then Gerald McCoy is giving Hitman $20,000 just to start, so he can start writing.
Yeah.
So basically, you just giving Hitman $20,000.
But Hitman said he'll give it back if the shit don't go down.
Yeah, well, that's obviously he ain't gonna give Hitman $20,000 if it don't go down, and he's gonna keep $20,000.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So to me, if like Gerald couldn't do it, I feel like
So you basically
URL as the leaders should have found a way to give me 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. Let's make it happen real quick.
Yeah, so you basically saying, but it's not $20,000 to start. It's still, you still got to come up with $400,000 to complete that battle.
Yeah, I know.
So
shit, if y'all niggas want to make it happen and want to get the ball rolling, because once Gerald give the 20,000, I still gotta go through the process, right?
Yeah, they gotta still pay them off the front and they gotta pay them the deposit and the back end when they finish going. So that's 200 and 200, right? Yeah. Let's just say, right?
But I'm saying though, if Gerald was gonna pay that, they was gonna have to do that, right?
He would have started writing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that's all he really wanted is $20,000 to start writing.
Start writing, yeah.
It wasn't the battle wasn't booked yet. It was just to start because he felt like Mook is starting to write and stuff. He felt like Mook already got the heads up. So he's trying to. So now he's so antsy. He's like, give me $20,000. I'm not gonna start writing until I get some money. Yeah. So let me say. And then he hit up Beasley and they trying to figure out. He's like, you know what? If I get something, you may have. Then somebody, I think John said, Verb, or somebody said, hit up Gerald.
Yeah.
I forgot who. I think it was John. I think it was John. I forgot who Hitman said it was, right? They told him to hit up Gerald.
Okay.
And to get the 20, he hit up Gerald. 20.
Yeah. I think Beasley. I think your Hitman said Beasley said, "What do you think about Gerald McCoy?"
Yeah, something like that.
That's what happened.
He called Gerald. Gerald agreed.
Yeah.
Gerald got to get applauded.
Yeah.
Side note, because
it's not easy to put up. I mean, shit. Salute to him. To be able to put up bread and not ask for nothing back, that's like, and not even ask for promotion, nothing like that. That shit, that's real love for the culture right there. I gotta give it up.
And then
but for me, I feel like even if Gerald didn't make it happen, and I'm just being critical and you know overly critical, like because I just feel like 20,000, like I feel like I could have made that happen somehow just to get him to start writing. Yeah, why not? Like get it popping. Because regardless, if he put up the money, that means I got to follow up and get this shit done.
Yeah,
regardless.
but that means you got to agree to a $400,000 battle. Do you? So you
got? I don't know. You know that is a lot of fucking.
You feel
money.
What I'm saying?
That's
so
OD.
You mess with money. You know what money is, right?
400,000. That's
Would
OD.
you pay for $400,000 for Hitman and Mook?
400,000? I ain't gonna lie, that's OD.
How much you really can?
400,000. I mean, mathematically. It's like how much pay-per-views I gotta sell. Yeah, I probably won't even I probably cause it's like if you do the math, right? How many pay-per-views would I have to sell and tickets in the building would I have to sell to make that money back? Realistically.
A lot.
So it's like 3,000. If I had to get a building with 3,000 people, $100 a ticket, what's that, like 300,000? That don't even cover the battle.
Then you gotta
itself.
Get 20,000.
Then I gotta get on a low end
10,000 for it to make profitable.
10,000 at 50,000. I mean at $50. You feel me? That's like $500,000. So I'm looking at $500,000 plus that's 800,000. So after I pay them they 400, I might make 400.
Might. Now, what the best?
I ain't gonna lie, that's tough. I'm not gonna lie.
But if you're making
asking for that much,
if you're making a good $400K off of,
no, that's doubling your money.
That's good.
That's doubling your money, but it's not guaranteed. There's a lot of bootlegging shit going on, like Beasley was saying. You know what I'm saying? So if you could manage 10,000, that's a lot of pay-per-views for a niche culture in battle rap at $50. So it's not easy.
You know what sounded like the best move to me? Listening to it?
Yeah.
Hitman doing it. Murda, Mook, and Hitman doing it.
Hitman coming together and splitting everything. But then it's like, now you got to get 2 A-side guys. You see,
to me, that's the biggest potential bag, though.
You see, they tried, though.
Yeah, well,
And that didn't fall through.
That's why. That's the problem. You need 2 alphas to be able to sit down and do business with each other.
These are 2 strong heads. And then it's like, then they got a battle. On top of that,
but you know the bag behind that, they eat all them. They eat at the end.
Yeah, so if they were more friendly and cooler, they could probably pull it off. But for the fact that they want to really destroy each other on some battle shit, and it's gotten intense, it's gotten crazy. It's hard to see them negotiate to come together and actually work and make it happen. Because then they'd have to basically put the onus on them. Basically. And then at the end of the day, they could both make 400. Instead of the 2, you know what I mean? If we're just looking at math and that's a lot of money, you know what I'm saying? And of course we don't know their numbers. I'm just going off of speculative numbers that's been said. Cassidy done said 250,000. Hitman is like I remember when Hitman was talking about 30,000.
Yeah,
years ago.
He said
when he battled Sugar when we interviewed him then, and that was the reason that him and Smack had to fall out then because he was asking for 30.
He just explained how battling for $100,000 makes no sense for him.
You feel me? So if 100,000 ain't shit, to get Hitman outside, then come on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, that's what, you know.
So it can happen. It's just going to be hard for it to happen.
So it's going to take a lot of money.
But URL is still. You think URL is still in play for that battle?
Of course, URL's never not in play for anything. You understand? After building a foundation for so many years, I don't give a fuck what it look like. They're always in play. Like Beasley was saying, like I had to like when I was listening, I had to respect it because it's like, yo, he did bring a lot of major investors. He did bring like, you know what I'm saying? Like Beasley said, my job is to bring in these investors. My job is to bring in Drake and bring in Caffeine and bring in
take him to the
all
BET
you know what I'm
Awards,
saying?
yeah.
Take him to the BET Awards and shit like that. So, you know, that's not easy to do. Like, you know, it's hard for us to find sponsors and people. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's not an easy thing. So, you know, hopefully, you know, Battle Rap finds that $20 million sponsor who just wants to put that into the culture. It's like seeing Cam and Mace. They signed a deal for on YouTube to do a show. People are willing to invest in these things. Battle Rap can bring in, if you look at their average shows and what they do, I'm sure if somebody put that level of money, like whatever deal they sign, or Gilly and Wallow, they sign $100 million. Like if they can do that podcasting, why can't a major culture who could be branded in so many different ways can't get that type of advertisement? Outside of the fact that it's, you know, it gets crazy, guys curse, you know, they say a lot of
that's why
egregious things.
It's the concept.
But it's like I don't want to believe in that because there's a lot of things that's crazy egregious that gets, you know, that's violent and things like that make a lot of money. Boxing on gotten like let's just look at boxing. Boxing itself, these guys ain't talking nice or friendly or this, that, and third. And it's a violent sport in itself.
The audience level. So the audience level for some of these sporting events and stuff, they're ridiculous compared to a niche place like Battle Rap.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? For some Budweiser company to come in, it's like for the content that they seeing.
But you gotta look at it like Caffeine did do it. They did do it with Caffeine. $113 million. I'm not saying strictly for Battle Rap.
Of course
I'm just saying, but that was a budget for Caffeine alone. So whatever they put in, it was millions. There's no way that they're not putting millions into that.
But what happened to Caffeine though?
They got what they were supposed to get.
And they went out of business.
Nah,
Caffeine went out of business. You didn't hear about it.
No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, like 2-3 weeks ago, it was official release that they went out of business.
No way. See, now you're dropping bombs on me.
So that tells you a lot about the niche.
I gotta go read this article. That might have to be my next blog.
Yes.
Are you serious? Caffeine went out of business?
I heard it everywhere.
So Battle Rap, y'all hear this? So then that means
they lost.
So that means
they went underbelly, and that all their investments turned out to be fugazi, B. You know why?
$13 million.
Yeah, it's like us going out. It's like us going out of. We going out of business right now. You know what happens, right? We don't have no more money.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Caffeine.
Yeah, and they're like multi-million-dollar.
They have got money. They got
go research this.
They got multi-million-dollar invested to them, but they never panned out.
That's wild. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I can imagine.
Can you imagine $100 million invested into your company and y'all going out of business in fucking 4 or 5 years?
It happens to so many businesses.
Jesus.
Because the idea, the principle of the business is great.
So I don't know. Then maybe it's not worth the investment. I don't know. You know, I wouldn't. You know, and I've invested in Battle Rap before. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And you know,
how was your investment?
I lost. I took a loss. I took a significant loss. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. And Battle Rap, it happens. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of league owners let you know that we're not recouping a lot of this money.
It happens in every form of business, but it's like how many is it really worth it? So we looking for these big businesses. Is it really worth it?
Yeah, that's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't. You blew my mind with the Caffeine shit going out of business.
And we know a lot of information, right?
Yeah. That
we're not saying on this camera.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how is it really worth it?
Probably not. Sometimes, you know. There's times, you know, people have won, but you know, there's a lot of times people have lost.
I think ARP has it right. Is the time, the time, the span, the moment.
I feel like it ain't a niche you could potentially probably get rich off of.
And I think Two Surf had it the best too.
Okay.
It has nothing to do about wins and losses. It's all about the show. This is a show here. That's why he was the best sportsman, the best gamesman, the best at it.
Surf put on the best show.
He put on the best show.
Yeah,
And
Surf,
this is what I think battle rap is not getting. They think it's about the bars and it's about being entertainment. It's about the show.
Who put on the best show.
That's it.
Yeah, we want to see Lux with the casket and the screen, the summer jam, and we want the show.
Surf put on the best show. That's why he was by far the most entertaining.
I mean, the bars always matter. The lines always matter.
Excuse me. The show followed by the skills, or the skills followed by the show.
Yeah, because it's
you got to be backed up on skills.
It's like I look back at Lux and Nitty.
Skills.
That was all skill, but the show was amazing. You feel me? Like, I don't watch battles often back to back, but that battle, I went back and watched it second time, a third time, a fourth time, like, because it was that good of a battle, that entertaining.
Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, LeBron James.
Yeah.
The show.
It's a show.
It's a show.
Yeah, but you got to be highly skilled.
You got to be
the best. You got to
be masterly skilled.
Yeah, you got to be the best of the business. You got to be super top tier, God tier, the nicest you could be. And unless you pushing that, it's just gonna be an average battle,
basically.
And we're not gonna care as much.
So that's why when Surf says you got to put on culture shifting events.
That's true.
To take battle rap to the next level.
I'm not gonna lie. That's why I ain't gonna lie. That's why I fuck with John. That's why I salute John because politics as usual. Just for the antics and everything around it, made it that in a sense because it was like. Niggas putting up 30,000 on Gwitty versus Super Black, 40,000.
But then the argument would be in the other way. Sorry to cut you off. That they should have took that 40,000 and try to book better people.
Nah, fuck all that.
And they anticipating the mayor comes back.
That's what I'm saying.
But what happens if the mayor come back?
Don't come back. Then that shit is like.
So you gave all that money to the homies because these are the brothers.
Yeah.
Gwitty, I love Gwitty. I love Bad News. But you could have booked Rex versus.
No, I get it.
You feel what I'm saying?
I get it.
But the same $80,000 you just dropped on bonuses
saying,
for
as far
these
as
guys.
the show aspect, you're right and things like that. But as far as it wouldn't have been the big of a show if they didn't do that.
It would have been.
It would have been a good event.
If they would have took that money and gave it to the excess money and built a better card. It would have hit better. It would have hit more. Now, is this
maybe
this is all just talking about beyond the politics, beyond the I don't know what John did to put that battle together.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking.
Yeah.
I mean, without no scientific and no analytics, no money.
But I'm just saying, me being there, me covering the event, the feel of it, John getting 100 people out, flights and all of that, just that energy. That's the type of energy that creates mega battles and mega matchups and create that show that you want to see. Like I feel like regardless the battle, the event, it just was a major event. It just felt like a major event, you know what I'm saying? Like it just son, everybody would want to be a part of the next one. Who wouldn't want to be a part of politics?
Respectfully that you had a whole bunch of money on you can win and gain from attending this type of event.
Exactly.
That's why these battles was going so hard too. They had a bag
son, can you imagine? Yeah, like T-Top had one of his best performances versus Chef Trez.
But that's why UFF and all that stuff is
that's why competition. Like even with URL when I spoke to them earlier this year, and I was like talking about like I'm hyping up Ultimate Madness, right? Like Ultimate Madness. I'm like we need another Ultimate Madness. Those are the most fun events because nigga, it's so much on the line. So much money on the line. It's so much to lose. So much.
Rapping the ass
it
off.
Makes son. This is the best show on earth. Ain't no show better than Ultimate Madness. I think it's even better than Summer Madness and things like that. In a sense, because it's about winning and losing.
Elimination.
Like it matters.
It's a good business model too.
It's a super ill business model. It's a dope business model. You're fighting to get to the bag, and then for the winner, he comes off. Granted, people might break it down as 20,000 a bet, nigga. Still, because you're still getting paid as you're advancing. JC won 120,000,
and you get the ultimate respect too.
You feel me?
Like Bill Collector, he got crazy respect from from doing them.
Yo, yeah, Bill Collector winning that $100,000 tournament.
And then when he was in
Ultimate Madness, yeah, him and Holmesy.
That's when I saw.
Nigga, that made some of the best battles, bro. Ultimate Madness had some of the best events. Geechee and Truffaut. That was one of the biggest upsets when Truffaut beat Geechee, my nigga. Like that shit was Swamp beating Rum Nitty and all of that shit, bro. Yeah. Like niggas, Swamp became a star really through that process. You feel me? And then got Tay Rock. Even though he lost the money to JC, like, bro, he elevated his game through that. Yeah. Like, dudes who, and I feel like that's how you advance niggas. Like, you put niggas in there with some of the best, and if they able to get to the end, you know what that does for their stock? Even you look at Real Name Brandon and people like that, when they won their Ultimate Madnesses to make it to Summer Madness, Real Name Brandon became a kind of a household name in a sense because of that. He battled and he went crazy on Summer Madness versus MVP. My nigga had one of the best like showings that night, and I believe Mook and Reed battled that night, my nigga. And Real Name Brandon had one of the best performances. So it's like it's shit like that though. That level of competition. So that's why when I did the interview with them, I kept pushing for Ultimate Madness because and how like the more money, yeah, like yo son, imagine somebody put up like yeah, you could book Hitman and you could book Mook, but you put up that same 200,000 for Ultimate Madness, and you put some of the best, hungriest niggas, you gonna get that amazing content. You gonna get that show that you're looking for too. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get it, and it's consecutive. It's weekly. It's bi-weekly. It's you know what I'm saying. So it feeds the whole community. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's it.
That's it for now. We'll be back at it again.
I think you have to get the source. Hit your sources off of K-Shine. Facts. That was another one I wanted you to get information about. I have to figure it out. Yeah, so try to figure out what.
Just one thing I want to mention. You know, URL is having an event this weekend. Nexus.
I heard about
It's free for all app subscribers.
I heard about that.
So, you know, I'm an app subscriber, so I'm going to watch it for free. I'm going to do my recaps and shit like that. Why not? You know what I'm saying? It's 4 battles. You know what I'm saying? 4 battles. If you're an app user, and if you're not, you know, it's $8. So you really get a pay-per-view for $8. If you just want to get it for that month, you can go check out all the battles on the app, this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Get it for a month?
I'm saying, if you like, just let's say, yo, niggas be having hard times. $8 might be a lot. $7.99 might be a lot. So you know, if you looking at it, you're gonna pay $50 for a pay per view, $40 for a pay per view. You getting the pay per view for $8, $7.99. You know what I'm saying? And there's some decent battles on the card. You feel me? So I'm gonna be tuned in. So yeah, Nexus. That's the next event. And yeah, outside of that though, I'm just here. I'm gonna be in New York next week. You know what I'm saying? Well, Philly for the Easy event. You know what I'm saying? And I got some super exclusives this week going down. Super major, crazy exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Some shit that y'all not expecting. But Hip Hop Is Real ain't playing no fucking games.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. Any last questions, my brother? This is the silent partner by for anybody asking who's doing this interview.
Yes, I am the man with the plan. But
yeah,
nah, that's it. I'm trying to do this more often because you respond better to being interviewed opposed to
sitting here blogging. I don't know what it is when I gotta sit here and talk to the camera. I be overthinking about what I'm trying to say.
And shit.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even say nervous. I just be overthinking. You gotta understand, I'm in a position where I've got mad relationships with battle rappers, this, that, and the third. And sometimes people be overly sensitive. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you'll say one thing and people act like you ain't known them for 10 years.
Well, you know what you gotta say, right?
What I gotta say?
Do what Stephen A. Smith does and say, I'm just doing my job.
Nah, the people know that I'm just doing my job, but it's still, I'm sure there's still niggas that even then, that's still like, yo, I ain't fucking with Stephen A.
Of course.
The biggest and the best of them niggas. At the end of the day, I'm gonna do my job. You know, people gonna get mad, but you know, I still got respect for the people I work with. I still like to move a certain way, you know what I'm saying? It's just me, it's just who I am.
You remember what we say, if we ain't getting no phone calls, we ain't doing our jobs.
Yeah, we're not doing our job, that's true. That's very true. If we ain't get somebody mad, you know.
Toe the line.
Yeah.
And for that, we out of here.
Frogs.